This ivory item has been passed down through my family since at least the 1950s. It measures 17 centimeters in length, approximately 5 centimeters in width, and weighs 375 grams. It is believed to have belonged to my mother's grandmother, suggesting it may date back even further. While it certainly resembles and feels like ivory, I am not an expert. As I reside in the UK, where the buying and selling of ivory is highly regulated, I would prefer to donate it to a zoo or museum if there is any interest, assuming it is authentic. Any ideas what this thing is? This is known as scrimshaw, and it is fake. There are many fakes on the market, but in this case, being a replica is actually a positive aspect. Fake may not be the most accurate term, as it is clearly not made from a tooth, and I don't believe there is any intent to deceive. This is beneficial because genuine ivory is extremely difficult to sell and transport legally. Nonetheless, this piece showcases impressive artistry without utilizing parts from endangered animals. A local university is offering 16 of these items for sale as surplus, described as having unknown functionality. They consist of two metal circles encased in wire, joined by wood, and feature a hinged wooden top with a diameter of 30 inches. What are these apparatuses? This is a Helmholtz coil, which is designed to include a vacuum tube. It serves as a device for demonstrating the magnetic force on a charged beam. Although the fine beam tube is currently absent, the image displays the Helmholtz coils. I found observing a second-story apartment window across the street from my own. It appears there are two devices, a rectangular one hanging in the left window and two devices on the right window, one rectangular and one long upright, connected by a wire. I have attempted to research this and have asked several guests for their insights, but no one seems to have an explanation. Additionally, the blinds in that apartment are always closed, and the devices have remained stationary for the past 6 months. Any idea what this is made for? This is on the left is a TV antenna, while the one on the right is a helium miner produced by Fenestra. I found an item in the glove box of a used car I bought. It has a makeshift metal handle soldered to the end of an 11mm wrench socket with a metal skirt soldered to the other end of the socket. Additionally, there's a rubber guard on one end of the presumed handle, and the socket is off-center underneath the metal skirt. I'd imagine you might use this in a bind if you need to use the socket and don't have a ratchet handy. What is this thing? It's a 1992 Buick used wire hubcap lock nut tool. I bought this item at a flea market in Berlin, Germany. It is relatively heavy for its size, and once the lid is secured, the black rod on the lid prevents any items from being placed inside. The tag is marked with the number 637, which is also engraved on the interior. The screw on the lid can be turned, causing a metal piece to move slightly back and forth by a few millimeters, but it does not protrude on the opposite side. Any ideas what this thing is? A person mentioned that this is a lead vial used for the safe storage and transportation of radioactive materials. I contacted the non-emergency fire brigade number this morning, and within 2 minutes, 6 fire engines, 3 ambulances, 3 police cars, and a bomb disposal unit arrived on the scene. They evacuated all the residents of the building for 4 hours until the item was finally removed. It was later determined to be thorium. I found lock and key on the ceiling in the Billings, Montana airport. The second key is hanging straight down. There are 2 other identical keys and locks spaced about 10 feet apart running parallel to a wall. The keys are located between rows of fluorescent lights. The ceiling is about 15 feet off the ground and no way to reach it without a ladder or lift. Anyone know what this is? This is as test and reset key for a non-directional device, which may include smoke photo beams, CO2 detectors, duct sensors, and similar equipment. This solution is specifically designed for smoke alarm systems when integrating detectors from different brands or incompatible models. Typically, pressing the reset button on the system would reset all connected devices. However, devices from different brands may not reset due to their reliance on a power line or auxiliary power source. I found an item small made by dark wood shiny. It's very heavy for its size. It spins a little. The screw sticking out does nothing. It looks like a part from a boat, but I can't find exact match. Any ideas what this thing is? It's a capstan sands winch. It for the slewing lines of the derrick and used for hoisting pods. That for smaller sailboats, these winches often don't need a crank because muscle is enough to haul the line. They just ratchet so they take the pressure on needed to keep the line in place. I found this item at a thrift store in Tennessee. It is a metal piece featuring a small hole in the shape of a flower, along with two round bent metal sections adorned with intricate holes at both the top and bottom. Weighing approximately 1.3 pounds and standing 5.5 inches tall, the circular elements evoke the appearance of lace and can be bent with some force. I think it could potentially serve as an incense burner or a holder for pens or quills. Any ideas what this thing is? It serves as a plume holder, acting as a decorative accessory designed to support an inkwell. When not using the plume, you would store it upright on this. The little flower-looking cup is where excess ink in the plume would drip, and usually there was a compartment inside that collected that ink runoff to pour back into the inkwell. They had a name, not plume holder, but I don't remember the exact name. I found an object in a field in Kentucky, U.S. It is a dark green or army green, metal, American football-shaped item, including the end caps. The object is devoid of any markings, numbers, letters, or symbols. It is notably heavy and feels solid. The item can be unscrewed in the middle, revealing a small compartment that is also entirely metal. There was nothing around this thing, and nothing inside it to indicate what it might be used for. Additionally, there is a small port located near the middle, which appears to be designed for either pumping air in or extracting air out. Any ideas what this thing is? It is referred to as an ammo football, which consists of the end caps from two BDU-50 dummy bombs used for training purposes in the Air Force. The end caps could be unscrewed and replaced with live caps for training sorties. It was a common practice to remove the screw ends from one bomb and connect two together, which were then presented as awards.